everyone, welcome back to the Toal Tribe channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. We have been just living on cloud 9 lately, which is why I didn't have my 2 videos up last week. There's just been a lot going on. If you guys haven't been following along, Mike and I just recently became new parents. Our son was born on March 4th. And so it's been kind of just like the most amazing whirlwind ever the last, 10 days or so. So we haven't had a ton of spare time to like work on YouTube videos and things like that, or even really be on social media. But hopefully by now you've checked out our last video, which was kind of our son's birth vlog. If you haven't, I will link it up top. You can kind of pause this, go watch that. But in this video, we thought we would formally introduce you all to our son, who is sleeping so peacefully over there in his pack and play. But hold on one second, I'm gonna go grab him.
Go grab.
All right, guys, here he is. Here he is. For those of you who don't follow us on social media, this is Josiah Jude. Yeah, isn't that your name? Give you guys a little better picture of him. So Josiah Jude is not the original name that we had picked for if we were to have a son. We originally had settled on O'Brien, but after the disrupted placement, the name just, I couldn't use it anymore. Like I felt like it, although I know that that's not that child's name anymore, it just didn't feel right to then use it again. I wanted to make sure whatever name we picked had really great meaning. So we really kind of just pondered and thought, and I searched online forums, and in my searching, I found Josiah with an S, J-O-S-I-A-H. And Josiah is biblical and it means God heals. And I liked the meaning behind Josiah, so I just changed the S to a Z. And we just call him Josiah. To me, it's the same name, basically just a different spelling, so it has the same meaning. I loved God heals because I felt like if this worked out, if this adoption went through and he really was our son, this would in fact be God healing us and our hearts after everything else that we went through. He is healing us, and it worked out. And Jude came in a couple of different ways. Originally, I was thinking of Saint Jude, and then it's funny because my mother's name is Judith, so it kind of felt appropriate that way. And then my stepfather's middle name is also Jude, and they were also very, very key people in our adoption journey. And so for nicknames, we call him JJ. Or my dad calls him Double J. Or mostly we call him Zai or Zaya. So this little guy is quite literally the most perfect peanut. He was born at 6 pounds, 10 ounces. And then when we left the hospital, he was down to 6 pounds, 5 ounces. And then at his first doctor's appointment, which was a few days after discharge, because we were discharged on a Friday and then the weekend, he was 6 pounds, 2 ounces. So we had to go back for another weight check this week, and he's up to 6 pounds, 6 ounces. So he had gained 4 ounces in 4 days, she said, like an ounce a day.
Yeah.
So they were happy with that, but he still has to go back one more time because they say they like to see them until their weight is back up to their birth weight. So hopefully he's back up to his birth weight by his next weight check, so we don't have to go back to the doctors until his 1 month appointment. He was born, thank God, in like perfect health. The only things that I had mentioned in his birth vlog were that his bilirubin level was higher than what they like, but it was still considered normal. So they sent us the day after discharge to get more blood work done to just check it again. And it actually had gone up. It went up when the pediatrician called to give us the results, but they weren't concerned, and they said that it was still very normal and in the normal range for his age. And they just encouraged us to keep feeding him, keep making sure that he was having regular, like, bowel movements and everything else. And that's how I guess they get rid of the bilirubin levels, the high bilirubin levels, by going to the bathroom. So, and putting them in like light and stuff like that. So we were doing that. We were putting him in front of the window. We were making sure that he was eating every 2 hours. And then especially when he got his weight check and his weight was lower, they encouraged us to try to get him to eat 2 fluid ounces every 2 hours. So that's what we have been doing, and it's working because his weight is back up, and they're not concerned about his bilirubin levels at all. He hasn't had to have any more testing on that. He has been literally like heaven. Like I keep saying like this must be a honeymoon phase, and like we'll eventually get to like the real baby Josiah. But it's been a week, and I mean, he's still just,
more than a week.
Yeah, it's been over a week, and he's still just like a really, like, I mean, I don't like to say a good baby because what's a bad baby, but like
Chill.
he just is a chill baby. Like the only time he really fusses is if he's like super hungry, which we typically don't ever get to that place, right? Because he eats so often. Or he doesn't like to be changed. Like he doesn't like when you take his clothes off or change his diaper. So he'll really throw a fit over that. But once you get the new diaper on him, he kind of calms down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty chill. And literally those are like the only times that he ever cries right now. And I know that that's going to change. I'm not that naive. But for now, he's like amazing. And during the day, we feed this little guy every 2 hours. And we try to get him to eat 2 fluid ounces. Doesn't always want to eat 2 fluid ounces. Sometimes he's like, I'm not hungry. We might get him to eat 1. But he does eat really well. And then at night, he does 2 fluid ounces right before bed. We call it the last feeding of the night. It's not really. But we try to do his last feeding of the night at like 11 or 12. And then he'll sleep for a 4-hour stretch. So he'll sleep from the end of that feeding until around 3:30, like, or 4 o'clock. Or 4:30, depending on when we do it. And then he doesn't eat again until like between 7 and 8:30 in the morning. Again, depending on when he goes down. So we've been getting really good sleep with him. Like he lets us get a good 3-hour stretch to 4-hour stretch of sleep at night, which has been amazing. I mean, granted, like anyone will tell you, having your sleep broken up in the middle of the night for any reason sucks. So like even from like 12 to like 3:30 or whatever, getting up at 3:30 or 4 in the morning is hard. But he's about his business. So he like eats and he'll eat 2 fluid ounces and he'll eat it really quick. He'll burp, he'll let you change him, and then he'll literally go right back to sleep as soon as he's swaddled, and you don't hear from him again until he's ready to eat again at like 7, 8 in the morning. So we do get really, really good sleep with him, and we feel very fortunate for that. We've just been doing a lot of hanging out and snuggling with him, skin to skin, all that good stuff. It's a really, really crazy time right now in the world, obviously, as you guys know, with all of this coronavirus or COVID-19 drama that has been happening. And so, you know, we're terrified to leave the house. When we first brought him home after he had that first pediatrician appointment, it was really nice that weekend. We had really like unseasonably warm weather here. And the pediatrician encouraged us to take him like out to the park and kind of push him around in his stroller. And so we did. We put his bassinet on there, and we got some fresh air, which was really great for us because we had been stir crazy from the hospital. Yeah.
Now we're stir crazy from
and now we're stir crazy because we're in the house. And I mean, it's okay to be out in like, I think just like open air, as long as you're not really like talking to people and you're kind of keeping your distance, but it's just like not even worth it at this point, and it hasn't even been that warm. So I think if we do go outside and get any fresh air, we'll probably just be like in the backyard for a little bit, or maybe just like around our block, but not really going to like public parks or anything like that, and certainly not going to stores or going out in public. And even I hate that's why I said I hope he only has to do that 1 more weight check before his 1-month appointment, because I hate bringing him to the doctor's office. Like they have a separate wellness and sick side and different exam rooms, but still it just freaks me out to know that like on the other side of the wall where we are, there are sick kids. Yeah. And obviously that happens, and one day, you know, he'll be one of those sick kids waiting at the pediatrician. I just hope that it's not for a very long time. I wasn't so worried about the coronavirus or COVID-19 until people started panic buying stuff, and then I really got scared because I was hearing all over the news that, you know, places were running out of formula and water and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, obviously these are things that we need. So you know, I got nervous, and I head to the grocery store. When did I go? Thursday night?
Thursday, yeah.
Thursday night. And I mean, it was a madhouse, but I tried to get my hands on whatever I could. And I don't want to be one of those people that like stockpiles essentials that I know that other people need, because that's what causes these issues in the first place. But like when it comes to like formula, like I need to be able to feed my son. So I already had some formula from before, and every time we go to the pediatricians, they give us little samples. But you know, my mom and like my mother-in-law and even friends of theirs have been like peeping out the formula at different stores that they go to and just like picking up a container so that we are good, because it's crazy. Like that's the scariest thing in the world to me, like not being able to feed my son in the middle of like a pandemic. And so we've just been washing our hands a ton and just trying to stay home, and It's been easy because Mike's been home with us this week on his paternity leave, which is not even a thing. Don't even get me started on paternity leave and maternity leave in this country. He's been home on PTO for the past, week and a half, but he's got to go back to work, and he works in the city, for anybody who doesn't know. And so there's been cases in New York City, and just, public transportation is kind of gross. It's always been gross, but it's especially gross when you're in the middle of like a viral pandemic. And so we're worried, but he has face masks that we've had from before. We got a cold like months ago, and it was a bad cold, and we didn't want to get anybody sick, so we had face masks for ourselves in the house. We still have a ton of those. So he's gonna use those, and he's gonna wear gloves, and he's gonna he's gonna come home and get undressed right in front of the front door and drop his clothes in the washing machine, so he's not bringing his
Hopefully the neighbors don't see my cheeks.
I think he'll be okay. We'll close the door. Okay. But yeah, just trying to keep that as much out of our house as possible, and just, pray for us, guys, because it's scary trying to raise a baby in the middle of this chaos, and it's just insane. And I just pray that you guys are all safe and you stay healthy, and it's just craziness. But we're trying not to get too worked up, because we feel like this little guy can pick up on vibes, right? Mm-hmm. Can you pick up on vibes? And we don't want you to be like all scared and anxious. But on a lighter note, like, I am still just in awe of this little guy. Like, he is so cute. We did newborn photography pictures a little earlier in the week before things got super crazy. And so today my mom came and stayed with him while we went to go pick out which pictures we wanted and the package that we wanted, and we'll get those later on in the week. But they're just so cute. Like, all of them, they were so cute. It was so hard to narrow it down, but we got some good ones. And I mean, he's just like, we just stare at him like all day. Like, I just hold him and stare at him until my arms are literally numb and I'm forced to put him down. There were so many hardships in our journey to Josiah, and it's amazing because they were literally all worth it, and I would do every single thing over again a million times.
Of course.
If it meant that I got to hold like him, like, and just be his mom. It's incredible. He is literally the absolute love, like, of everybody's life. Like, not even just ours. Like, grandparents are obsessed with him. Aunts and uncles and cousins, like, everybody is just obsessed with this little guy. And he really is like just the sweetest little peanut. Everybody's like, how does it feel to finally be parents? Like, it's been incredible. It's been like the best like week and a half of our lives. Yeah. Like, seriously, it's been insane. We just feel so blessed, and we're so grateful to all of the people that have supported us along the way on this journey. All of you guys, all of our family and friends, everybody at the adoption agency that really, helped us get through this process. We're grateful for everything that we've been through, all of the bad stuff, because it's what led us here. Like, right. We're just literally grateful for everything. Like, I'm grateful for infertility. Because if that wasn't an issue, we wouldn't have gotten started down this road as soon as we did. And we were supposed to. Like, we were supposed to. And every time I look at him, I tell him, I'm like, you don't know this yet, but it was written in the stars long before either of us knew we were supposed to be together. And we're just beyond grateful, eternally grateful to Josiah's birth family. Like, seriously, they are amazing. They're strong, especially his birth mother, his biological mother. She's incredible, and she's so sweet and so loving. Like, she literally made this decision with such love. And when we spoke to her, like, we could feel it. And we love her and her family and just everybody. And he is just surrounded by so much love from us, from them, from like literally everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and getting to meet little Josiah Jude. We kind of love showing him off and sharing him with you guys. We've waited so long for these moments, and we're just so happy that they're finally here. If you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up. You can leave any questions or comments you have for us down below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos from the Toal Tribe. We are finally a party of 3, and we can't wait to share that with you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.